Hi, I'm Prady once again, and I am the host and founder of the FFS podcast or the For Football's Sake podcast. And as you may be aware, we have recently launched a Patreon page. So you can check it out. The links are on Instagram or on Twitter. I'm here basically to tell you in greater detail about the benefits that we've lined up for you across the various tiers. And I mean, if you want to read it for yourself, like I mentioned, they're all written in greater detail on the website or on the page. But for those of you who don't like to read or, who prefer listening to my voice and watching a video of it, I'm here for that. And this is meant for you. So let's start off with the non-patrons because obviously they're not completely left out. They have the least amount of benefits, but let's talk about them. So what do non-patrons get access to in season 3? So we non-patrons do have access to all of the audio podcasts across the two series, the FFS series and the MWF series. So those were the two series we had in season 2, and they'll continue to be able to have full access to that, as well as the new series that we've launched on YouTube, the E2E series and the COU series. They'll have full access to those as well. All of the full video. I'm not limiting it to anything. So they'll have access to all the audio podcasts as well as the video episodes of the two new series that we've launched. So that's it for non-patrons. We now move on to the patrons and we move to tier 1, or as we've called it, the Conference League. So what do the Conference League patrons get or benefit from? So the first benefit for these patrons is that they will have full access to the video podcast that we do for the existing series. So the FFS and the MWF series, which we shoot, and it used to be only audio podcast. Now there'll be a video podcast for that as well, and only patrons will have full access to that. And if it starts off from the Conference League level as well. It starts from the Conference League level itself. So all of the Conference League patrons will have full access to the video podcast. And also added to that, we will have shout outs. So at the end of every episode, whether it be audio podcast or video podcast or the video episodes on YouTube, we will make sure that your name is called out, and we will make sure that people know how supportive you've been of this podcast. So we won't literally shout your name out, but yeah, it'll appear on the screen, as well as we will call your name out at the end of every episode. So yeah, those are the benefits that you will gain access to or you will benefit from as part of the Conference League tier as a Conference League patron. And now we move on to tier 2, or the Europa League. And for Europa League patrons, you do get the same benefits as the non-patrons and the Conference League patrons. But added to that, you will have access to each of these episodes a day in advance of a day in advance. So basically, the FFS MWF series, which we normally release on Mondays and Tuesdays, you will have early access. So you will have access to them on Sundays and Mondays. So a day before any of the other non-patrons or the Conference League patrons kind of get their hands on it. So, which is great because you don't have to wait for a day to kind of listen or watch. So that is the first benefit. And the second benefit of being in the Europa League will be that you will have access to behind the scenes footage. So, it could be videos that where I show off how I prepare for these podcasts, the process that I undertake in each of the episodes, how I set it up, what are the equipment that I use, all of that, all of the behind the scenes footage you will have access to. And the next thing that you'll also have access to is any sort of extra footage that it may have been lost on the editing, or may have been cut and dropped down onto the editing floor. You will have access to that. So it could be a small little tidbit that we didn't think had enough sort of, it was too long, or it didn't fit right in terms of the podcast. In the actual podcast, you'll get to have access to that. So I mean, that's extra bonus footage and content that you will get access to. Now, that's about it for the Europa League patrons. We now move on to the Champions League patrons, and like the Europa League patrons, you will have the benefits from your predecessors or your lower tier patrons. So you'll have access to bonus content, behind the scenes footage. Uh, you know, it could be the video podcasts, shout outs, all of that. You'll have access to that, plus much more. So when I say much more, you will have veto power in polls. So, for example, if we put out a poll on Twitter or on Instagram asking fans to decide what topic that we could speak on or which game to react to, your say or your vote will have greater weightage. For example, if a non-patron votes for topic A and you as a Champions League patron vote for topic B, your vote counts for 3 times that of the non-patron. So you could literally tilt the scales in your favor and have us react to a game that you want to see, or talk about a topic that you want to hear about. So that's a massive benefit, and I hope you take full advantage of it. And the other benefit that you get as part of the Champions League package or as a Champions League patron is that you will be the first name on our list when we have to decide, when we come up with the guest list for a podcast or a video. So, for example, we're talking about Chelsea, and if you are a Chelsea fan, then we will approach you before anybody else, and you have the opportunity to be on part of multiple podcasts now, get your opinions heard more than any of the other non-patrons or the lower league tier patrons. So it's a massive step, and all it doesn't only limit yourself to audio podcasts. So even if we do Instagram live chats or Clubhouse stuff, you will be given priority. You will be the top name on that list, and who doesn't want that, right? I mean, to be the first name on a list, well, beats being the last. So yeah, I mean, those are the magnificent benefits that we have lined up for you, the Champions League patrons. And lastly, we move on to the Super League patrons. Okay, this is like tier 4, the mega tier. And for these patrons, they have all of the benefits that we've already mentioned. Plus, they have the option of demanding, I was trying to find the right word, but demanding to do their own episodes where they can talk about any topic they want to. So it's basically bonus episodes where I can sit down with you one on one and we can do a podcast just by ourselves. And it's all up to you. So if you want to have a podcast on a Tuesday, even if it's not on schedule, you can say, Praddy, I want to do it. I'm free on a Tuesday only. Let me know. And we will obviously figure something out, but we will definitely get a podcast done just with you. And if you want to have people on, that's also fine. But yeah, you get to dictate what you want to hear, and I cannot disagree with that. Yeah, and the last thing is, like I did mention, we do have this annual event where we showcase, the not only the previous season but whatever new series or the new additions that are coming for next season. So you'll have a sneak peek at that. You'll also be invited for the annual event. So like you will be the first ones to see the new lineups, the new artwork, everything like that. And yeah, I mean, I can't wait. Hopefully, if in time, if we are able to kind of meet or have this live event, then yeah, I mean, you'll definitely be the first ones to on that invite list. So I guess those are the benefits that have been lined up for you for now. Should there be any changes, I will obviously let you know either on the Patreon page or on social media, but do not fret. But for now, I do not anticipate any major changes. And so yeah, these are the benefits lined up for you, and I hope you enjoy all of it. I mean, it's some really interesting stuff that we're hoping to do, and yeah, like I said, can't wait to interact with you the next year or so. More interaction, more entertainment. So I guess that's about it for now. I'll catch you all soon. I'm your host Prady once again. You stay safe and see you.